Hello friends, welcome back to part 2 of Anderson Mansion. I hope part 1 has already made you curious about that shadow which was seen peeking into the mansion. So now, let us go deeper together and find out what is really going on in Anderson's woods, in that dark jungle. Let's begin.
Excited. It is such a beautiful day, Lucy.
Christina spoke softly to Lucy as she opened the kitchen window. She took a deep breath in.
It's so perfect. To start the day with the gentle melodious fragrance of Wheatley rhododendron.
And a quiet sense of eagerness began to flow through her veins. But within a minute, her expression changed. The moment her eyes fell upon the tall Welsh clock, a sudden worry crept in. She hadn't expected it to be this late. In a sudden panic, she grabbed the phone receiver. They should have reached by 7 this morning, but there's still no sign of them. Muttering to herself, she began dialing in haste. Lines of tension appeared across her forehead. A sudden chill ran over her skin, turning her earlier calm into a dark, creeping fear. She tried calling them again and again. But each time, the call failed. The network wouldn't connect.
Maybe they stayed back at the motel for some reason. Or maybe they're just running late and about to arrive. Or perhaps something else.
Restless and on edge, she began pacing the room in quick, uneven steps. At times, she would stop abruptly, gripping the edge of the table, as if trying to steady herself. Her fingers trembled, tightening around the wood, before she pulled away again. Her voice wavered as she spoke, pouring out every fearful thought to Lucy. High up on the hill, Gupta's motel stood nearly 48 kilometers away from Anderson's mansion. A long, winding road cut through the dense woods, often swallowed by drifting fog, making the distance feel even greater, and far more isolated. At the top of the mountain stood a beautiful, sprawling cottage, fully equipped with every comfort. From mid-December to early February, it remained wrapped in thick sheets of snow, like a silent, frozen dream. And for the rest of the year, it came alive, adorned with vibrant flowers, as if nature itself had chosen to decorate it. It was the perfect place to witness both the sunrise and the sunset, in all their quiet beauty. And yet, beneath that beauty, there lingered a strange stillness, as if the mountain was hiding something in its silence. That place held countless memories of Christina's childhood. Innocent stories, laughter-filled days, and those quiet, mischievous moments shared with friends. Christina's aunt, Shelley Anderson, had married an Indian Hindu man, Samir Gupta. Together, they had 2 daughters, both beautiful, both gifted, and yet, strangely different. The younger one was a striking, fashionable artist, a student at medical college, admired by many, yet never truly understood. And the elder, Meghna Gupta. She carried herself with a sharp business mind, calm, composed, and a presence that was difficult to read, as if she was always hiding more than she revealed. The Gupta family was among India's leading business names, powerful, influential, and far-reaching. Beyond their vast empire, they owned luxurious cottages like this, scattered across some of the most secluded vacation spots. Most of the time, the family preferred traveling abroad for their holidays. But this time, they had chosen to come here, to the mansion. Perhaps it was because Christina was spending her first summer in India after so long. Or perhaps, there was another reason. One that no one spoke about. 2 more hours passed. And then, ding! The sharp sound of the doorbell echoed through the grand foyer, reaching all the way to the clock room. Christina's heart leapt with joy.
They're here.
She was certain her sisters had arrived, perhaps even carrying surprise gifts for her. The thought felt so real, so certain, that there was no room left for doubt. With a soft smile on her lips, she hurried to the door and pulled it open. The heavy wooden door creaked as it swung wide, letting out a harsh, unsettling sound that broke the silence. And then, everything changed. The smile faded from her face. Standing at the door were two policemen. And in that moment, all the warmth, all the excitement inside her, vanished into something cold and unknown.
"I'm Inspector Suraj Singh,"
he said, his voice steady and unreadable.
"and this is Inspector Wade Singh from the Palachin Police Department."
He introduced himself, his presence carrying a quiet authority that filled the space.
"Miss Anderson, we found a mobile phone in a crashed car, and the last message sent from it was to you."
Silence filled the air, heavy and suffocating. For a few long moments, no one spoke. Then, one of the officers finally broke it, his voice cutting through the stillness.
"Madame, would you like to give us some statement?"
She didn't know what to say. She couldn't even grasp what the officers were trying to tell her. So instead, she forced a faint, uncertain smile onto her face.
"Sir, could you please explain?"
Inspector Wade Singh looked at her, his expression distant and guarded. Then, in a calm, measured voice, he said,
"Well, on a dark stretch of road we found a car in a completely shattered condition. There was no identification, no additional belongings, except for this mobile phone, and a bag filled with clothes. The rear of the car was badly damaged, and smoke was still rising from the front bonnet. The last message sent from this phone led us to you. So, Miss Anderson, we request your cooperation. We need to ask you a few questions."
I don't know.
A moment passed, and then, with a fragile hesitation, she asked,
Were there any casualties?
A wave of discomfort flickered across her face.
"We haven't found any yet."
To them, she didn't seem like just a worried relative. There was something about her, something that didn't quite fit. The only phone recovered from the wreck carried a single message. And it was sent only to her. No other contacts. No other calls. Just one, final reach. To the officers, it didn't feel like a coincidence. It felt deliberate. Their eyes lingered on her a moment longer than necessary, quietly observing, measuring every reaction, every flicker of emotion on her face. This wasn't something they could simply accept. Not without questions.
"Would you like to tell us something new?"
They looked at her, almost mournfully. She replayed everything in her mind, every detail she knew, every answer she could possibly give. But deep down, she understood. It wouldn't be enough. It was never that easy to satisfy a police officer's instincts. Not when something felt off.
I should call Aunt Shelley. She needs to know what's happened.
It was a heartbreaking moment for her. Just a little while ago, she had been excitedly preparing for her sister's arrival, imagining the laughter, the conversations, the happiness they would bring into the mansion. She had arranged everything with so much care, so much love. And now, at the very moment they were supposed to arrive, there was no sign of them. Only questions. Only fear. And the terrifying uncertainty of not knowing where they were.
She was breathtakingly beautiful, almost unreal in appearance. And yet there was something strange about her, something unsettling that was difficult to ignore. Her eyes seemed to tell one story, while her expressions revealed another. But the fear trembling on her lips, that part was real.
Whatever the truth was, one thing kept bothering him. Why did he suddenly feel concerned for her? There was something deeply mysterious about her presence, something he couldn't explain. Lost in the maze of his own thoughts, Suraj remained silent for a moment. It was Wade who finally broke the pause, asking what their next step should be. As they began descending the hill, Suraj looked ahead thoughtfully, and quietly gave Wade his instructions.
I need details about the owner of the accidental car, and also the detailed history of the calls and messages of the mobile which we found in it.
There was an orientation in his input.
What exactly is happening here? 2 people have vanished somewhere in this town, and yet there's not even the slightest clue about where they could be.
Wade listened quietly and simply nodded, choosing not to respond at that moment. He could sense it clearly. Suraj was taking this case personally. And that alone felt unusual. He had noticed the way Suraj had looked at Miss Anderson, the strange pause in his eyes, the unexpected calm in his voice while speaking to her. That wasn't the usual Suraj Singh. Polite conversations with suspects were never his style. Suraj Singh was not the typical tall, charming hero one would expect from a Bollywood film. Nor was he short. There was something far more intense about him. With his stormy dark eyes, black hair, broad shoulders, and a face that always looked prepared for a fight, he carried the rough presence of a man shaped by conflict rather than comfort. His muscular frame and hardened expressions made it impossible to mistake him for anything other than a police officer. Wade had known Suraj for almost 20 years. In fact, ever since Wade was born, when Suraj himself was just a 4-year-old boy. And from those early days till now, Suraj had always possessed the same sledgehammer personality. Even as a child, he could never tolerate injustice, whether it happened inside a house or out on the streets. And now, he had become one of Palacan's senior inspectors. But Christina Anderson. She belonged to a different chapter of his life. Suraj still remembered the first time she had come to India to visit her grandfather, a man who had wished to spend his final days in his ancestral mansion. Back then, Christina was only 6 years old. A delicate, beautiful little girl, almost like a porcelain doll. And not long after, she witnessed something no child should ever have to see. The slow division of a family. At that innocent age, she could barely understand how greed for wealth and property was silently tearing relationships apart. 6 months after her grandfather's death, Christina returned to London. And after that, Suraj Singh never saw her again.
Why had Christina returned to Anderson Mansion after all these years? If you, too, want to uncover the secrets buried in those dark woods, stay with us. The mystery deepens in the next episode.